My dear friends, my brothers and sisters, good things take time. And that's one of the hardest truths to accept when life feels heavy. We live in a world where everyone wants fast results, quick success, and instant happiness. But life doesn't grow like a switch that turns on in one moment. Life grows like a seed quietly, slowly, underground, where no one can see the effort. My name is Muniba Mazari, and I am a motivational speaker. If you are new at my channel, subscribe and start a new journey with me. Good things grow slowly, even when you can't see the progress. This is one of the most painful truths of life because we're emotional beings and we want proof, we want signs. We want something visible that tells us our efforts aren't wasted. But growth doesn't work like that. Growth happens quietly in moments when you feel nothing is changing, in days that look ordinary, and in nights when you feel tired of trying. Just like a seed under the soil, it breaks before it becomes a plant. It struggles in darkness before it ever touches light. If you dig the soil every day to check whether the seed is growing, you'll destroy it. Some processes need trust more than questioning. There are times when you wake up and feel like you're standing at the same place where you were months ago. Same problems, same fears, same responsibilities. You think your hard work has no value because results aren't showing. But progress isn't always loud. Sometimes it's silent discipline. Sometimes it's choosing to get up again after feeling broken. Sometimes it's learning how to stay calm in situations that once destroyed you. These small internal changes don't look impressive to the world, but they're building something powerful inside you. Slow growth teaches lessons that fast success never can. It teaches patience when everything inside you wants to rush. It teaches humility when ego wants recognition. It teaches consistency when motivation disappears. When things come slowly, you learn how to respect them. You learn how to protect them. You learn how to value every step because you remember the pain of waiting. Fast success can excite you, but slow success changes you. Many people quit not because they're incapable, but because they can't tolerate the silence between effort and reward. They assume that if nothing is happening outside, nothing is happening at all. But life isn't a straight road. It's a process of becoming. Some days you're growing strength. Some days you're growing wisdom. Some days you're learning how to survive disappointment without losing yourself. All of this is progress, even if it doesn't show on the surface. Slow growth also protects you from breaking. If everything you asked for arrived at once, it might crush you. You might not know how to handle responsibility, attention, or pressure. Time prepares your mind and heart step by step. It teaches you how to carry weight without collapsing. It teaches you how to stay grounded when things finally start moving. What feels like delay is often training. There's beauty in becoming without an audience, in doing your best when no one is clapping for you, in believing in yourself when no one else understands your journey. These moments shape character. They build inner confidence that doesn't depend on validation. When good things grow slowly, they grow deep roots. And things with deep roots don't fall easily. Some days you'll feel impatient, frustrated, and tired of waiting. That feeling is human, but it doesn't mean you're weak. It means you care. It means you want better for yourself. The key is to not let impatience turn into quitting. Keep watering the seed even when the soil looks dry. Keep showing up even when the mirror shows no change, because growth is happening in ways you can't measure yet. Silence and waiting are part of preparation, not punishment. This is difficult to accept because silence feels empty and waiting feels unfair. When life goes quiet, when answers stop coming, when doors don't open, the mind starts creating fear. You begin to think you're forgotten, ignored, or left behind. But silence isn't always absence. Sometimes it's space where you're being shaped without noise, without pressure, without distraction. Waiting teaches you how to sit with yourself. In noise, you can escape your thoughts. In movement, you can avoid your feelings. But in silence, everything comes to the surface. Your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, and your hopes all stand in front of you. This is uncomfortable, but it's necessary. You can't build a strong future without understanding your inner world. Silence forces you to listen, and listening is where clarity begins. Many people think preparation looks like action, effort, and visible struggle. But preparation also looks like patience. It looks like holding yourself together when nothing is happening. It looks like staying disciplined without reward. It looks like trusting a process you can't control. Waiting strengthens emotional muscles that success alone can't build. It teaches restraint when impatience wants control. Silence removes false voices from your life. When everything slows down, you start noticing who you are without applause, without approval, without constant feedback. You begin to separate your identity from outcomes. You learn that your worth isn't measured by speed or achievements. This understanding becomes your foundation. Without it, success becomes fragile and failure becomes unbearable. Waiting also protects you from taking shortcuts. When you're forced to wait, you're forced to mature. You learn that not everything can be rushed and not everything should be forced. Some doors open only when you're ready to walk through them without fear. Some responsibilities come only when you're capable of carrying them without losing yourself. Time filters intentions, motives, and strength. In silence, character is tested. No one is watching, no one is praising, no one is correcting. You decide who you are when there's no external pressure. Do you stay consistent or do you fall apart? Do you remain kind or do you become bitter? Do you trust the process or do you turn against yourself? These quiet choices define the kind of person you become. Waiting also teaches surrender, not the kind that gives up, but the kind that understands limits. It teaches you that effort and control aren't the same thing. You can work hard and still wait. You can care deeply and still let go of timelines. This balance creates peace. It allows you to breathe without panic, to hope without desperation, and to move forward without exhaustion. Silence sharpens awareness. When life slows down, you notice lessons you ignored before. You see patterns in your behavior. You understand mistakes more clearly. You recognize growth that was hidden by constant movement. This awareness is preparation for what comes next. Without it, you repeat cycles instead of breaking them. Waiting builds inner stability. It teaches you how to stay grounded when things are uncertain. When the future is unclear and the present feels heavy, you learn how to anchor yourself within. This stability becomes your strength later. When life speeds up again, when responsibilities increase, when pressure returns, you won't be shaken easily because you've learned how to stand still without falling. Pain doesn't mean delay. It means growth is happening inside you. Pain is often misunderstood as a sign that something is wrong, that life is pushing you backward, or that you're being punished for trying. But pain isn't the opposite of progress. In many cases, pain is proof that change is taking place beneath the surface. Just like muscles ache after being pushed beyond comfort, the heart and mind ache when they're being stretched into something stronger. Pain forces you to slow down and feel. And feeling isn't weakness. Feeling means you're alive, aware, and present. When life hurts, it strips away distractions and makes you face reality. You begin to notice what truly matters and what never did. Pain removes illusions. It shows you who stays, who leaves, and who you become when comfort disappears. These realizations aren't easy, but they're necessary for growth. Many people assume that if they're hurting, they must be on the wrong path. But growth is rarely comfortable. Comfort keeps you the same, while pain pushes you to evolve. Pain challenges your beliefs, your habits, and your expectations. It questions the version of you that was built on ease and forces you to develop depth. Without pain, there's no reason to change, no reason to reflect, and no reason to grow. Pain also builds emotional intelligence. It teaches empathy, patience, and understanding. When you've suffered, you learn how to see others differently. You become less judgmental and more aware of silent struggles. Pain softens the ego and strengthens the soul. It teaches you humility not by words, but by experience. This kind of learning stays with you long after the pain fades. There are moments when pain feels endless, when it convinces you that nothing good is coming. In those moments, it's easy to believe you're stuck. But growth isn't always visible while it's happening. Pain works internally. It reshapes your thoughts, your reactions, and your priorities. One day, you realize you no longer react the way you used to. You handle situations with calm instead of chaos. You choose peace over proving a point. These changes are signs that growth has already occurred. Pain also teaches boundaries. It shows you what you can no longer tolerate, what drains you, and what you need to protect. Without pain, you might continue accepting less than you deserve. Pain gives you clarity. It helps you recognize your worth not through confidence, but through self-respect. You learn to say no, to step back, and to choose yourself without guilt. Sometimes pain arrives to redirect you. It closes doors that you were too attached to. It removes paths that no longer serve you. At the time, this feels like loss, but later you realize it was guidance. Pain becomes a turning point. It pushes you toward a version of life you wouldn't have chosen on your own, but one that suits you better. Pain also strengthens resilience. Each time you survive something difficult, you build evidence that you're capable of handling more than you think. This quiet confidence doesn't come from success, but from survival. You stop fearing challenges because you know you can endure discomfort. You trust yourself more, not because life is easy, but because you faced hard moments and continued forward. Growth through pain isn't about becoming hard or cold. It's about becoming aware and grounded. Pain teaches you how to hold both strength and softness at the same time. It shows you that you can be gentle without being weak and strong without being cruel. This balance is the true sign that growth is happening within you. Everyone has a different timeline. Comparison only steals peace. This is one of the hardest lessons to learn because comparison happens quietly, almost automatically. You see someone moving ahead, achieving faster, reaching places you once dreamed of, and suddenly your own journey feels small. You start questioning your pace, your choices, and your worth. But life was never meant to be lived on the same clock. Each person carries different responsibilities, struggles, strengths, and lessons, and those differences shape timing in ways we can't see. Comparison creates pressure where patience is needed. It makes you rush things that require maturity. When you look at someone else's chapter and judge your own beginning, you forget that stories unfold differently. Some people rise early and fall early. Some move slowly and build something that lasts. Speed doesn't define value. Timing doesn't define potential. The problem isn't that someone else is ahead. The problem is that you think their pace should be yours. Peace disappears the moment you start measuring your life against someone else's highlight moments. You see outcomes, not sacrifices. You see success, not the cost. Everyone edits their struggles before showing results. When you compare, you're often comparing your behind the scenes with someone else's finished picture. This distortion feeds self-doubt and dissatisfaction. Even when you're doing your best, different timelines exist because growth is personal. Some people need more time to heal. Some need more time to learn discipline. Some need more time to understand themselves. Rushing these stages creates cracks that show later. Time spent growing internally is never wasted, even if it looks slow from the outside. What feels like delay may be alignment happening quietly. Comparison also disconnects you from gratitude. You stop noticing how far you've come because you're focused on how far someone else is. You overlook small victories, personal breakthroughs, and lessons learned. Gratitude brings calm, while comparison brings restlessness. One keeps you grounded, the other keeps you chasing illusions. When you accept that your timeline is yours alone, something shifts inside you. You stop forcing progress and start trusting it. You focus on effort instead of outcome. You measure success by growth, not by speed. This mindset creates consistency. It allows you to move forward without panic and without self-criticism. Comparison also damages self-trust. You begin to doubt your decisions because someone else chose differently and succeeded. But success has many paths. What works for one person may destroy another. Your path is shaped by your personality, your values, and your circumstances. Trusting someone else's route over your own can lead you away from what truly suits you. Different timelines also teach compassion. When you stop competing, you start understanding. You realize that everyone is carrying something heavy. This understanding softens judgment both toward others and toward yourself. You become kinder, more patient, and more realistic in your expectations. Letting go of comparison doesn't mean giving up ambition. It means redefining it. Ambition becomes about becoming better than who you were yesterday, not better than someone else today. Progress becomes personal, meaningful, and sustainable. Peace returns when you stop racing against clocks that were never set for you. What's meant for you will arrive when you're able to carry it. This idea challenges the habit of forcing outcomes and controlling timing. Many people believe that desire alone is enough, that wanting something deeply should make it happen sooner. But life responds more to readiness than urgency. Carrying something meaningful requires strength, balance, and awareness. Without these, even the most beautiful opportunity can become a burden. Caring isn't just about receiving, it's about sustaining. It's about handling responsibility without resentment, pressure without collapse, and change without losing yourself. Life waits until you develop this capacity. It shapes you through experiences, delays, and lessons so that when something arrives, it fits into your life instead of disrupting it. Often, people receive things too early and lose them just as quickly, not because they were unworthy, but because they were unprepared. Timing protects both the gift and the person receiving it. When something comes at the right time, you're mentally calmer, emotionally stronger, and more aware of its value. You don't take it for granted because you understand the cost of waiting. The ability to carry also includes emotional maturity. It means you can handle disappointment, criticism, and responsibility without reacting impulsively. Emotional maturity allows you to stay grounded when life changes. Without it, success can create anxiety instead of peace. Life waits until your inner world is stable enough to support external growth. Caring also requires clarity. When you're clear about who you are and what you stand for, you don't get lost when opportunities arrive. You make choices that align with your values. You protect your boundaries. You know when to say yes and when to step back. This clarity prevents confusion and regret. Many delays exist to teach self-respect. You learn not to accept less out of desperation. You learn to wait instead of settling. This waiting builds confidence that isn't dependent on outcomes. You begin to trust that what's meant for you can't miss you. This trust brings peace during uncertainty. Life also uses delay to remove attachments. When you stop clinging to timelines, you allow growth to happen naturally. You release the pressure to prove something. This release makes you lighter, more open, and more flexible. Flexibility is important because carrying something meaningful often requires adaptation. Caring also involves gratitude. When something arrives after patience, you appreciate it more deeply. Gratitude keeps you grounded and responsible. It reminds you that nothing is guaranteed and everything is temporary. This awareness helps you handle blessings with care instead of entitlement. Being able to carry also means being able to let go if needed. Sometimes what's meant for you comes for a season, not forever. Carrying it well means knowing when to hold and when to release. This wisdom comes from experience and reflection. What arrives at the right time doesn't overwhelm you. It challenges you, but it doesn't break you. You feel capable, not anxious. You feel prepared, not rushed. This readiness allows you to grow with what you receive instead of struggling under its weight. Becoming ready is more important than becoming fast. Speed looks impressive, but readiness is what sustains you. Many people chase quick results because they believe faster means better. But speed without readiness creates imbalance. You may arrive somewhere quickly, but if you're not prepared, that place will overwhelm you. Readiness is about capacity. It's about who you become before you receive what you want. When you focus only on speed, you skip lessons. You rush through experiences that were meant to teach you patience, discipline, and self-awareness. These lessons may feel slow and uncomfortable, but they build foundation. Without foundation, success becomes unstable. You might reach your goal, but you'll struggle to maintain it. Readiness ensures that when opportunities come, you don't panic, misuse them, or lose yourself in the process. Becoming ready requires inner work. It means understanding your emotions, managing your reactions, and building consistency even when no one is watching. This kind of work is invisible, so it's often undervalued. But invisible strength is what holds visible success together. Readiness is built in moments of discipline, reflection, and restraint. It grows when you choose long-term stability over short-term excitement. Fast progress can feed ego, but readiness humbles you. It shows you how much there is still to learn. It keeps you grounded. When you're ready, you don't need to prove yourself. You move with clarity instead of urgency. You make decisions based on values, not pressure. This calm confidence comes from preparation, not from speed. Readiness also protects you from regret. When you move too fast, you may make choices that don't align with who you truly are. You may say yes to things you can't handle or commit to paths that drain you. Being ready means knowing your limits and respecting them. It allows you to grow without self-destruction. Life often delays what you want because you're still becoming the person who can handle it well. This delay isn't a test of patience alone. It's a process of shaping. You're learning skills, gaining awareness, and building resilience. Every challenge you face is adding to your readiness. Even failures play a role. They teach you what doesn't work and prepare you for better decisions later. Readiness also changes how you define success. Instead of chasing external validation, you focus on internal alignment. You ask yourself whether you're emotionally stable, mentally clear, and spiritually grounded enough for the next step. This self-check prevents burnout and confusion. It keeps your growth healthy and intentional. Being slowed down also builds resilience. You experience setbacks, pauses, and redirections. Each time you adapt, you become mentally tougher. You stop panicking at obstacles because you've learned how to survive uncertainty. This resilience is essential when life becomes busy again. Without it, pressure can feel unbearable. Life slows you down to teach gratitude. When things are limited, you learn to appreciate small progress. You value effort, not just outcomes. Gratitude keeps you grounded when blessings come. It prevents entitlement and protects humility. A grateful person carries success with grace instead of arrogance. Slowing down also strengthens independence. You learn how to rely on yourself emotionally. You stop needing constant reassurance. You build inner stability that doesn't collapse when external circumstances change. This independence is important because blessings can bring noise, attention, and expectations. Without inner stability, it's easy to lose yourself. There are moments when slowness feels like being stuck. You question your worth and your direction. But strength is being built in ways you can't measure. Patience is being formed. Wisdom is being shaped. When blessings finally arrive, they won't feel heavy because you've grown into someone who can hold them without fear, without panic, and without losing balance. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe, my dear.